Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today I visit the vendors working out of the Delirium Commercial Kitchen in Warren. And it's watermelon salad and frosé time. But first, the Moran family, local owners of WindowWorld. Well, I'm sure you recognize the two gentlemen that I'm here with, Pat and Fred Moran. You've seen them hanging off gutters, standing on windows, and they are the owners of WindowWorld. And I remember when you guys started. Originally, you were in the window business in what, Toledo?
Yeah, I've been in the window business for a lot of years, 40 some years, and came back to Youngstown in 2001 with a franchise opportunity with Owens Corning. And then maybe 3 months after I was here, we ran into WindowWorld in an article in a magazine, believe it or not. Yeah. And one thing led to another. We ran down to North Carolina and met with them and joined their team.
Going into business with your dad, was it hard to get Fred to go along with this?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Pat said, read this article. I made the phone call down there, was invited down, spent a night with them. We talked on the way back and we agreed, let's get involved. Pat said, you can't sell a window for $189 installed and give it a lifetime warranty. Can't happen. Well, we found out that it did. That was the first trick. And then we got back here, made the deal, called them next day and said, we're on board, one condition. We have Pittsburgh office to own at the same time, the market.
So you started immediately with the Youngstown and Pittsburgh market.
Within six
6 months, yeah. We purchased Erie a year after that, and we've since sold that location, but today we have 6 locations, which are, of course, Pittsburgh, Youngstown, Weirton, West Virginia, Akron, Cleveland, and Toledo, and then I have a partner in Detroit.
How is it being like a family working together? I mean, has it ever gotten a little hairy?
There are times when we didn't always agree.
Right.
Well, you talk about it. It's like anything else. You have an issue, you resolve it. And we were able to resolve any issues we had. So in the last 23 years, we've gotten along very well.
The ability that this company has given you to give back.
Bingo.
And you have really, I mean, I see WindowWorld everywhere. You contribute to so many things, you know, with the Ursuline Sisters and beyond. And I mean, that's really got to be rewarding that you're able to, that this lifestyle has given you that ability.
I'm a firm believer God's in control.
Right.
Without God, we wouldn't have what we have. That's my personal opinion. And I'm just so happy that I can give back.
And what do you think the future looks like? Because now you're, you know, big man on campus, Pat, and I know you've got your children involved. And are you looking at your retirement?
Oh, of course. And I'm thinking like next Thursday.
Next Thursday? What do you got? I got a golf game. And
for the most part, we have a fabulous team in all of our locations that can do the work, that do great work for us. And I appreciate each and every one of them. With that being said, it makes my job a lot easier next to my kids working with me. And I can't ask for anything better. You know, they will be my legacy when I decide I want to retire, which is not in the cards at this point, but I'm too happy in what I'm doing. I love what I do.
well, Angie is Pat's wife, and you were at the ground floor when all the WindowWorld stuff started here.
Oh, definitely.
And how was that, organizing the offices between Pittsburgh and Youngstown?
Yeah.
And this was kind of pre-computer.
Right. So we would have a calendar book, and I would set all the appointments with the calendar, and then I'd handwrite the lead slips, and they would pick them up and go on their appointments.
These were before cell phone days.
Oh yeah, these were before.
So were we beepers? Were you giving like all your guys beepers to call back and stuff? You forget.
Yeah.
You know how to contact people pre-cell phone.
Right.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
How did you manage that? Because, you had all these people in the field.
Well, if I need to reach one of our installation crews, I would just call the customer's home and tell them who I am and can I speak to so-and-so.
So you retired before Fred.
Yes.
So
I
what's
retired
that
when
all
my first
about?
granddaughter was born.
And
Yeah.
you gave it all up.
Yeah.
And now
I don't regret it.
do you come back and
Oh,
you
yeah, I
help and
come
do
in.
anything?
Yeah, he brings the bills home for me to sign.
Checks.
The checks.
Checks.
So we can pay all the bills. I think I'm more busy now than I was when I worked. I'm busy taking care of my parents. I'm busy
Right.
with the grandkids. There's always something. My calendar's full. But it was nice to be a part of for so many years because I worked at all of our window companies, even in Toledo, Kalamazoo. I used to set appointments from home.
Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach.
Wow. The technology has really helped that.
Oh, tremendously. But you only do what you know. So when that starts coming, you start learning more about that. And it makes your life a lot easier.
Well, we are here in the massive warehouse. Patrick and Mandy are the third generation. And you, for 21 years, you've been basically here since the beginning.
Yes. Yeah,
Windows is in your blood.
it is. I bleed blue.
I mean, you installed.
I installed, I was a service tech, I did sales, management in multiple different departments. I've done basically everything except the marketing and accounting department.
And that is where Miss Mandy comes in. Now, did you do some installs?
Yeah,
You
I
go
was out
out-
there. No.
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 Every job.
Yeah, I know. No, I started here with our office staff. So I started our training program to train all of our office staff. So more office related. And then now I do our marketing.
You got 2 daughters. Each of you have a girl. Are you going to bring them up? Do you think we could continue this to the 4th?
As long as you
No,
want to.
yeah, as long as they want to. Yeah, I'm not going to pressure her, and I know he wouldn't pressure Emma either, to come in. But if they want to, yeah, we're.
I mean, you go out, you're in the public. We were just talking about the fair. And I'm like, is it worth it, to go out and work those booths? But you say you really do make those connections, when you're out and about.
Yeah, I think too, just like community, like being out in the community, like it's more than just windows, it's about like giving back. And I think we have those conversations with people too, of just getting those relationships as well. And it's a great thing. I love it.
When Fred jumped out of the plane and
Yeah.
stuff, I mean, that was insane. But that was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Very.
And, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that really is memorable, that people, years from now will remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think your community involvement is amazing. I mean, you guys are everywhere.
Well, if it wasn't for this community, then we wouldn't be here. So it's really important to us that we give back.
Not only do we stand behind our windows, we stand on them.
This is so thrilling. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. This is Senior Solutions, brought to you by the Reese family, the owners of Briarfield Healthcare Centers. This new series will explain care programs available to your family. Right now, we're at Briarfield Place in Boardman. Now, this is just one of your skilled nursing facilities.
That's correct. The other 2 are located in Austintown, Briarfield at Ashley Circle and Briarfield Manor.
What exactly is skilled nursing? What does that offer?
Skilled nursing offers 24-hour nursing care, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, wound care, and IV therapy.
So it can be long-term or short-term.
That's correct. All 3 of our facilities provide short-term rehab services as well as long-term care for those residents who need to remain there.
Briarfield knows you have lots of questions, and they have the answers. With Senior Solutions, you'll have a clear understanding of Briarfield's care programs.
This is GABA Camp, barrier-free camping and nature for our friends with disabilities. Thank you for your generous donations. We now have our first phase, but more work needs to be done. A lodge will provide a meeting place and food service for our adults with disabilities and their families. GABA Camp is a 501c3 organization. We need your help to grow. Donate to GABA Camp. Giving is living.
It's patio season at Carmela's. Enjoy our family's traditional Italian favorites and creative daily specials. We're open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday. Carmela's on Western Reserve Road in Boardman.
Weight loss goals aren't one size fits all. At Hurricane Health and Wellness, we understand the struggle. We've been there too. That's why we offer the most popular, effective weight loss medications at an affordable price. Look and feel your best today with Hurricane Health and Wellness.
Hi, I'm Robbie Fellman.
And I'm John Stanko from Boardman Subaru, home of the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek and Subaru Outback.
The Crosstrek has earned a 5-star safety rating and is a 2-time Car and Driver Editor's Choice.
And the Outback is an IHS top safety pick and a 6-time Editor's Choice winner.
Both paired with the best customer satisfaction for dealership service in the industry.
Award-winning vehicles and award-winning service at Boardman Subaru,
just south of Route 224 on South Avenue.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Well, since it's watermelon season, I am going to take advantage of the bounty. Today I'm going to make a really easy fresh salad, no cooking involved. It is going to be a watermelon cucumber salad, and then I'm going to make watermelon frosé. That's right, everybody's talking about the frozen rosé, but I use frozen watermelon chunks. So we're gonna have a salad and a cocktail with watermelon. For this recipe, you'll need 3 cups of watermelon chunks, 1/2 red onion thinly sliced then halved, 1/2 English cucumber peeled, sliced, then halved, juice from 1 lime, zest from 1 lime, 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, 1/4 cup feta cheese crumbled, 1/4 cup fresh mint leaves chopped, and 1/4 cup sunflower seeds. Salt and pepper to taste. So look at this beautiful, gorgeous watermelon. And I like to platter the salads because then you get everything that you're putting on it. So then we put our first layer. Second layer will be our cucumbers. And I don't know why, but I think cucumbers work really well with watermelon, just because they pick up the taste and they don't have that much flavor. Now I put the red onion, which I like because it has a little bit of bite and it counteracts the sweetness of the watermelon, and I just really like red onion. Next, we are going to do the mint, which I love. I grow mint, and remember, if you want to grow mint, do it in a container because I did it in the ground, and it is crazy out there. It goes everywhere. It spreads like nuts. I can't get rid of it. Then we've got the salt from the feta. Oh, you're gonna love this salad. It's beautiful. All right, so then we crumble that, put that evenly over. Then sunflower seeds. Mine are not salted, but you could buy the salted, but I think there's enough salt in this because you've got to have crunch in the salad. And last but not least, we are going to do the dressing. Olive oil. We're going to add the lemon juice. And every dressing needs salt. So I'm going to do a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And remember, if they think it needs more salt once they're eating it, then pass it at the table. And then I'm just going to whisk it, emulsify it. That looks pretty good. And then we drizzle this all over our beautiful salad. But wait, there's more. Now I have the zest from the lime, and that is the added bonus flavor, and it does make a huge difference. And there you have it. How easy was this salad? Frosé is everywhere. Everyone talks about these frosés, right? Frozen rosé wine. Some people add strawberries. You can add a lot of different things to it, but it really is a hot summer drink. So I made up my own little concoction here. So get your regular old ice cube trays, right? 2 of them are about a full bottle of wine. So this is a Flor de Mer. This is a really nice French rosé, reasonably priced. So get a bottle of rosé dry and fill up 2 ice cube trays and then stick them in the freezer. But remember, it doesn't really freeze because of the alcohol content. So when you get the little ice cube out, it's slushy. And you cube the watermelon. Now remember, watermelon's all water. So it really freezes hard. So I cubed this overnight, and then we have the rest of the ingredients. For this recipe, you'll need 1 bottle of dry rosé wine, 2 to 3 cups of cubed seedless watermelon, 2 ounces of fresh squeezed lime juice, 1 ounce of vodka, and 1 ounce of agave nectar. Now this recipe is for 1 batch. So all of these ingredients are for 1 ice cube tray of wine. So first we're going to have our blender, and I'm going to put in the slushy rosé wine. Okay, then I'm going to add the frozen watermelon chunks. Okay, there we go. And then the lime juice, which is very necessary, I think. Then one ounce of vodka. Make sure you always measure, and then, and ours was in the freezer too, so there you go. And then it says an ounce, but you need a little bit of sweetness. And you know how I really don't like simple syrup. I think the agave nectar is a better choice. So we'll just give that a little squeeze to counteract the lime juice. Now, we are going to start pulsing this. There we go. And then you just pour it right in. Oh, look at that. Isn't that great? Now think about this on a steamy, hot summer day. Summer night, by the pool. Could this be any easier? Look at this. It is delicious. Easy. You can leave it outdoors for a while because there's no mayonnaise in it, no dairy. Well, except for the feta. But, I mean, this is really a great, flavorful salad. I like when it sits a little bit. And how about this then, huh? The watermelon frisee. It is absolutely delicious. Recipes are easy. Go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com, and it's new and improved. So people that have been complaining about finding the recipes, well, go and check it out and get both of these recipes. You are going to love them. Cheers. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
You already know us for our top-tier windows, but what about our advanced gutter systems? With our Double Pro gutter filtration, 2 layers of industrial-grade aluminum keeps debris out of your gutters and drives rainwater away from your home. Plus, our continuous hanger technology reinforces your entire gutter system for maximum strength and drainage. And we'll install it all in as little as 1 day. Why wait for the next storm to get gutters that perform? Not only do we stand behind our gutters, we hang on them.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank, and that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid.
Mara, we want to help you find a ring that's as unique as your love. We'll guide you through the entire process, from deciding between natural and lab-grown diamonds, discovering the perfect stone, to finding the setting that fits your style. And with our in-store repair services, we'll make sure your ring looks stunning for years to come. Whether you're looking for timeless elegance or a modern twist, we'll work with you and your price range to find the perfect ring.
Get real, get Kamara. Rhonda and Nick Amorganis are the owners and creators of this wonderful brand, Delirium. And right now it is getting so serious that we are in the Delirium Shared Commercial Kitchen because they are spreading the word of all these locally made foods, and we've got other local vendors in here. And it all started though
with that pepper.
The Hunky Hot.
20 years ago. The way it happened is Nick had a gigantic garden, and every year it would grow another 6 feet.
And you grew the Hungarian?
He grew the peppers, and he was growing so many tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers that I started pickling.
Now the breads, tell me about this, because these are amazing.
We started,
This is really good.
I started baking. I'm not a baker, first of all, but I was playing around with some pepper bread recipes at home, and I wanted to incorporate our peppers into the bread. So that's what I did. I came up with a really simple cheese bread, and then we put the peppers in it. And we have 3 different types. We have the Hunky Hot 3 cheese variety. We have the jalapeno cheddar. We also do the Hunky Hot with pepperoni in it. We do sell them at market. They go quick at the market. We had a lot of pickups yesterday. I have 4 ovens. I can do about 12 loaves at one time. I use Dutch ovens to bake them in. It is not sourdough, but it's just good, a sourdough.
Right. Bread. So you didn't have enough to do, Rhonda, so now you got into the charcuterie business.
We're building out our website right now so that we can do online ordering. Right now I have orders just coming in through our Facebook page and messaging and text.
Well, Nate Trail, I've been meaning to have you on my show for a very long time.
Yeah, 2 years, 2 years, yeah.
And he has the Tongue Punch Flavor Company. And these are all of his spices. How in the heck did you get into the spice business?
4 years ago, right, like during COVID, my nephew wanted to start losing weight, and he loved like chicken wings with all the sauces and stuff like that.
Right.
So then like we were finding ways so there wasn't so much oil and that kind of thing in his diet. I came up with like my spicy garlic one instead of like a Frank's Red Hot, that kind of thing. And I've always done backyard barbecue, so like that's kind of where it started too.
So you've already been making kind of your own spice blends to begin with.
Yeah, and then I found out through the state that it's fairly easy to sell them until like you want to go like retail wise. Then you have to use a commercial space like Rhonda has here.
I mean, this was a blessing.
Oh yeah.
What is your favorite to work with?
Is the Paisan. So that with the peppers and oil with the Hungarians and there's something therapeutic about slicing the peppers and then grinding them and that kind of thing. So like that's my all-time favorite.
And then you started with now these different salts. These
I just added
really
the salts.
Interesting.
Yep.
And then this
Then
is
margarita
fun.
salt. Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah.
And it's oranges and lemons.
Oranges and lemons.
And where can I get all these wonderful
So
products?
everything right now, the website's being built as we speak. But local markets or on Facebook, Instagram, and then...
And we could just go directly there and buy them from you.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot happening
Sorry.
in this kitchen. Horning's Sweet Hots is another one. And Courtney makes all of these hot sauces, and they are habanero based.
Habanero based.
You have some really weird flavors
Weird
there. There's
flavors.
apple pie. Your daughter, Paisley, she likes the
peach cobbler.
The peach cobbler. How did you get into this?
We started just candied jalapenos. I did hot pepper jelly. I just tried to see if I could turn it into something a little bit thinner. What could we put it on? We smoke a lot of meats at home. So it was, what could we use so that it's a little bit different? So my brain just kind of went a little crazy. We started with the pineapple upside down cake.
So that was your first one?
That was our first one.
Okay,
So that is
I'm
this one.
sorry, I did not try that.
No, that's okay.
You know what? I'm just gonna eat it right off the spoon. Oh wow. Oh wow. This is really good. So where can we find these, Courtney?
So we do have our Shopify website, so you can order from there. I would say Facebook if you're doing local, because we can do local pickup, local drop-offs. But just Instagram and Facebook is kind of really where we're starting.
And what is the meaning of this guy? I mean, this like doesn't seem to go with your vibe.
So it does a little bit. Our whole logo is based off of zombies. We're pretty horror themed in our house.
I didn't even notice that.
Our whole setup, we have a coffin, we have a couple zombie heads that are on our
course you
tables,
do.
and just a little bit something different that not everybody has.
Tammy Pavolio is the freeze queen, and she also runs her business out of this kitchen. And what she has here is freeze-dried candy.
Yes, ma'am.
All the water is removed, and it intensifies the flavor.
It intensifies the flavor. What it does is when you put it in the freeze dryer,
right?
The sides all fill up with ice. It pulls the water out of the product, and the ice goes on the inside of the barrel, and it intensifies the flavor after it takes it out.
So I ate a bit of honey, which I love, but it just melts in your mouth because there's no chewiness in the texture because all the moisture is gone.
Right, and it's a lot better for people that have dentures.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this. Where did you find out about this?
My best friend is a candy addict. She came to me and she's like, you gotta try this. Rhonda posted on Facebook that she was doing a shared kitchen, and I talked it over with my husband, and we were like, oh, this is it.
How can I get these? I mean, this is really good. I do like the part about not sticking to your dental
Yes,
work.
yes.
I mean, that is a big plus. Maybe not so good because you'll start eating more candy.
I know.
And I could get this through Facebook?
Yes, it's the Freeze Queen, spelled with one E, and LLC on Facebook.
Now, would you look at the artistic integrity of this board? Isn't this awesome? You guys can actually, what is this? You burn it in?
It's engraving, so we have two engraving machines, and we can do personalized boards for parties. Yeah.
You know, this is a commercial kitchen, and I mean, you could contact her, even if it's one day, and you just want to do your canning here.
You could come make your limoncello
rather than-
here if you want to. You could come bake some bread or make some soup.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.